Yes, today I want to talk about Galaxy A13 5G from Samsung. This is a budget phone, supposedly, but it costs around $300 something. But when you are buying from Telstra or something, sometimes they got a discount around 200 something, and the phone is locked to Telstra network. There are a couple things that I like about this phone. It is surprisingly still comes with charger and the cable. That's the box there, and I turn it on now. This is 720 by 1600, I think, around 220 something ppi. That's the thing that I don't really like about this phone. It's quite bright, but it's kind of washed out a little bit. the the display doesn't look like as bright as AMOLED. Of course, this is a cheaper Samsung. Usually when it's a cheaper Samsung, they cut corners here and there. So for this, they cut corners in NFC. I don't know why Australian version doesn't have NFC. Some other version probably they have NFC. And cut corners on display, but there is a good thing about the display still. It's actually 90 hertz display, so there's an option here. You can go to edit the display under the motion smoothness, so you can go adaptive or standard. Standard one would say 60 hertz screen refresh rate. Adaptive is going to go to up to 90 hertz. But even though it's only 60 hertz, it's still very smooth phone. I'm surprised about that. This is 4 gig and 120 gig storage. There is of course still external memory, so that's a good thing about budget phones. I love budget phones because they got headphone jack. See there, they still have radio. Sometimes you want to hear radio if you want to save your data, and it still got like on the side of fingerprint. Sometimes the one on the display is not as fast as the one on the side. So yeah, budget phones doesn't always mean a bad phone. And this is the camera is pretty good. It's got 50 megabyte, I mean 50 megapixel. It's still okay. It's giving you a pretty good result. It's just when you take the pictures, it's going to look a bit washed out on the display. Also, the result is a bit washed out. I don't know, it's kind of whitish color. Some people like it because it's gonna make your face look brighter, maybe. Well, it's just preference. So yes, I actually like this phone. It's also light. It's probably less than 200 grams. It's only 195 grams, something like that. It's a very light phone compared to newer phones, and it still got a big battery, 5000 mAh battery, so it lasts very long. So there are good and bad things about budget phones. So good things, the display is 90 hertz. It's got a headphone jack, you still like it. And what else, still 128 4 gig and external memory. I still love external memory. And the camera It's very very acceptable camera for a budget phone. And the video also, it's up to 1080, I think. It doesn't have stabilization. It's very expected because this is a budget phone. The bad thing is, yeah, we don't have NFC here. Maybe for you, you don't need NFC, but in Australia, they got tap and pay everywhere, and metro, the trains or trams in Melbourne, they are all using the phone tap and pay. So it's very important for a lot of us here in Australia, in Melbourne especially. What else? Bad thing about this phone? Yeah, of course, the display is very kind of washed up. So yeah, they have to cut corners here and there. So if you find the phone about $200, $250, probably still pretty good price, but it's 300 and above, I think it's a bit too expensive. This one comes with, I think, $30 prepaid SIM card, and it's locked to Telstra network. When it means Telstra network, you can use probably Boost or Aldi SIM card. This is I don't think this is dual SIM, and there is no eSIM on this one. It's a budget phone. I think that's all I for now. I actually love this phone, other than no NFC. Too bad. Bye bye.